Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of June 14th through the 20th. And during that time, we have a new moon that comes in right on the 15th. And that's, of course, a time for a fresh start, a new beginning. Good time for us to make new decisions or to start projects, inner or outer, that things that we want to work on for this next cycle. We then have the waxing crescent energy for the rest of the week. And that's a time of heightened senses. Good time for us to start to live up to our expectations and our intentions for the cycle ahead, and to just start to begin work or even making plans or the taking those first steps into working on those things. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Aquarius. So as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is your dreams need a practical plan. All right, let's see what the Aquarius Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling the tarot cards, my fun weekly reminder for you, Aquarius, is that you take the time. Well, that was a weird shuffle. Let's try that again. You take the time to do a deep dive on something and learn something new. I know that, as adults, we sometimes are learning things every day, but to really deep dive, think about something that you've been curious about over the last few weeks, maybe, and go find a book and read it, or go to a lecture or take a class, something like that. So do it because it's fun. It's fun, and it's new moon week, and it's just it's the energy is there to learn something new. So that is my fun weekly reminder for you, Aquarius. So all right, let's get into this reading. Aquarius, for June 14th through the 20th, your dreams need a practical plan. Let's see what you guys are working on. Your present energy right now is the Two of Swords. So if your dreams need a practical plan, they're starting off with some indecision. And that's okay. Sometimes you just have to have all the information before you make a decision. And it's okay to be patient and wait for all of that information to come to you before you do. In most things in life, we have a little time to make a decision. So unless you're on some sort of time constraint, go ahead and keep gathering all that information. Because if your dreams need a practical plan, you might be planning those things out one little step at a time, and you have to think pretty hard about them. Your current situation, is the Knight of Swords. So there is some sort of information that's coming in fast, or an idea, or it might be a lot of different ideas, and that's why you're kind of stuck in this indecision, because it's like, sometimes information is coming in quickly, and it does kind of stall us, because it's like you almost have to take time to sort that out first. So sort out any of these messages, or the information that's coming in, and it's okay. Be patient. If you're feeling pressured to make some sort of decision, find out why. See if you can get more time. Right. All right. At the root of your situation is the Six of Cups. So some sort of nostalgia, some sort of maybe someone or something from your past is coming in, and it's making you feel like you need to come to some sort of decision, but maybe this is new information about someone from your past coming in, um, and it is kind of keeping you, it's blocking you from making a decision too. So think about that. That's at the root of it. It's something in your past that's kind of blocking you from decision making. In your recent past, here is the Three of Cups. So some sort of celebration, maybe with friends, with family. And that could have been maybe the catalyst for this, is someone's like, hey, you need to make a decision about this, one of your friends, in a nice nudging way, that you need to decide. You're in this indecision, and you're feeling a little pressure. You need to be like, hey, back off a little bit. But there's something in your recent past here that has brought you to this place, of feeling like you either have to make a decision or feeling this indecision also. What's on your mind? I hope that made sense. What's on your mind is the Empress. So what's on your mind is maybe about moving into something long term. For some of you, I do have to mention the Empress is our pregnancy card. She is our female creative, that can create life. So, but this is also, thinking about things that the Empress card embodies that's not just a baby or a pregnancy, things that are very long term. This could be thinking about a wedding, a marriage. It could be thinking about, building a life with someone, or purchasing a home, like things that are long term. It's not small decisions. So of course, if that's something you're thinking about, you're going to weigh all the options, and you're going to think about your past, and you're going to think about your friends, and you're going to think about information that's coming in. And I would be sitting there too. I mean, you're very calmly sitting there weighing this information. So, and that's okay. Again, don't feel rushed. What is just ahead of you this week is the Knight of Pentacles. So, some sort of action here on the financial front or the material front. And this could be, this could be shopping. It could just be some new material thing that enters into your life that maybe distracts you. Maybe you go get a new video game and you're playing that instead of making this decision or thinking about it. So, is it a distraction? I mean, it's ahead of you, and I'm going to say it's okay. If you have something heavy going on that you have to think about, it's okay to escape that for a little bit. Just make sure that you do get back on track, because again, your dreams need a practical plan, and we can't just be distracting ourselves constantly from coming up with those action steps, right? Speaking, okay, what is in your advice position is the Star card. So your advice is to really is to follow the direction that the world is putting you in, if that makes sense. This is kind of like, the stars. When people say, oh, it's written in the stars, this could be some situation for you that you don't even really understand. And again, maybe it's a romantic person, or this could be relationship. This could be, again, about pregnancy, but it's something that's kind of written in the stars, and things are laid out so simply that the decisions are going to be rather easy, because it is literally written in the stars that this is the path that you're going to take for now. um Interesting. And the advice is to go ahead and do it. It may seem like a leap, kind of a leap of faith, but it's something that you're drawn to. Like, this is the thing to do. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe it isn't completely practical, even though you do need to have a practical plan. It's just like, you just know it's one of those things. You just got to do whatever it is. What is beyond your control this week is a little bit of debate here with the 5 of Wands. So this is where we're involving other people, where you get to some sort of conflict level, and it can, again, it could be people that are pressuring you to make a decision, or people that are asking you, like, did you decide yet? What are you gonna do? That kind of, and it could just be a debate too about some things that you're thinking about, where you might just put the question out there, hey, I'm thinking about this and that, and you have a few friends sitting around, and I'm thinking about doing this or doing that. What do you think? And everybody kind of has their own opinion, and there's kind of a debate that happens, a good friendly debate, nothing bad. Okay, what is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the 2 of Cups. So it's either your secret desire to come together in partnership with someone else, or you're completely trying to avoid that. Interesting. I'm also going to say that now we have 2 on the table, and also a 3 3. So when it comes to looking up angel numbers, look up 2233, um, or 22 and 33, and see if that has any bearing. So you need to ask yourself, is it your secret desire to come together here with one person in friendship or some sort of collaboration? Or are you trying to avoid that? And again, when it comes to this position, there's no right or wrong answer. You just need to ask yourself the question, answer it, and then understand your answer. Understand why you would answer it that way. All right, in your outcome, Aquarius, 9 of Wands. So, this might be why it's taking you so long to make a decision, is because you're looking back on your past and you're thinking, oh, well, I did this and that didn't work out. And I did this thing and that was the best decision I ever made. And you're trying to make a good decision, but you're definitely looking back on things to make sure that you do. And that's good. That's never a bad thing. And again, don't feel pressured. If you don't make a decision this week, it's okay. Your dreams need a practical plan. It's not like your dreams need you to make quick decisions. Think about things. If it needs to be practical, think about what those things are. What is it? Where are you going? What are your goals? Set those goals. And then when you answer those questions, those goal setting questions, the other stuff kind of falls into place. But, it is beyond your control to want to move in a particular direction because you feel like it's the right thing to do. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to somebody, I guarantee it. What is hidden from you, Aquarius, is feeling like an outsider. It's the best place for a card like that because I hate that. I feel like you're not comparing yourself to others, and that's a really good thing. Which to me is what this card is about. But now it also gives us another numerology. So look up 5 5, look up 3 3, and look up 2 2, and just read those angel messages and see if there's any bearing on see if they make sense to your life, to understand what those messages are, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. All right, let's get you a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Aquarius as they're trying to come up with a practical plan for their dreams. Be creative. There you go. That's never bad advice. Be creative. You know, you don't have to do things like everybody else. Sometimes you can do things a little differently, a little more creative, and it's also fine. So there's a little nugget for you. Okay, let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Aquarius. Self-care for Aquarius. June 14th through the 12th. Well, there we go. Well, we've got a couple of cards. We'll take both of those. Okay. The cards that you get are possibility is the first one. Focus your attention on what could go right. When you learn to imagine the best case scenario, you get to enjoy and experience twice. Well, that's true. You might be doing that as you're sitting here. You might be trying to do that and trying to think of the best case scenario. The other card that you get is the card called Calm. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. Remain calm. So remain calm through all of this. Be creative. You're going to come up with the solutions. It might take you a little bit of time. Again, I don't even know if this is the kind of thing that wraps up in a week. This tarot reading is for a week, but life doesn't happen like that. Sometimes there's things that are just ongoing. So I know, Grace, I hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you are comfortable sharing and this is resonating with you, of course, drop me a comment down below. Or if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you. And if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe really helps my channel. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much in advance for doing that. But good luck with all of this, Aquarius, and come back next week and let's see where this energy and where this story goes. So thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.